Hi, I'm David Robledo. This is my Shadow Leader presentation on Juan Pantaleon. In the audience, we have Miss Crystal, we have Mr. Juan himself in the flesh, we have Ashley, my wife, manning the camera, we have Miss Emily here on the couch, and Mr. CJ on the couch. There's my audience. It's good? Can you see me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shadow of the Circle K. When people think about Circle K, they think about the Polar Pop, the massive amount of soda you can buy for 88 cents. They think about Take It Easy, the slogan of Circle K, which you will always hear when you leave from inside the store. In Umatilla, people gather to this station like a watering hole. They get their gas, they get their chewing tobacco, their cigarettes, their coffee, their soda, and they start their day. They enjoy coming here because they know who they are. We treat them like friends. We know their routine. We know what they like, what they dislike. But in Circle K, in Umatilla, there is a hero that lies within there, and his name is Juan Pantaleon. Now, my first interaction with Juan was not a good one. I had just gotten hired at the Circle K and was not pleased with the type of work I would be doing. I had just left the IT field, my contract ended, and now I'd be working for less than half of what I made before. I wasn't happy with the situation. Then Juan began to train me. Juan, however, did nothing wrong, but it began to irk me when I found out that he was younger than I was. So it was nothing that he did, it was just my poor attitude. I was prideful, I was stubborn. He didn't scold me. He did not raise his voice to me. He just spoke very matter-of-factly. He told me everything I need to do, and it was easy for me to pick up. So I didn't feel as if I needed the constant eyes looking over my shoulder. However, he trained many people before me, and he knew what worked and what did not work. So other coworkers had told me negative things about him, and finally everything came to a climax. I burst out at him. I had never done that before in my entire life. I was so angry because I thought he was micromanaging me. It was not a pretty sight. Juan did something amazing though. I apologize. He did not fight back. He noticed that I hadn't smoked any cigarettes because I had recently gone cold turkey. He bought a pack of cigarettes and asked me to come outside for a walk and a talk. We did talk quite a while, and we got to know each other. And I didn't know until then, but we had so many things in common. After calming down and him explaining about himself, I felt so ashamed. Ashamed that I had made my opinion based on what other people had told me, instead of my own experience. My attitude completely changed, and he won me over, and we became friends. I then began to enjoy my work and looked forward to working with Juan. So that is why I chose Juan Pantaleon, because he had shown me what a true leader does in the face of adversity, through his actions and not just by his title. He was honored to be my subject for a leader and was very flexible with the needs of the project. I messaged him, and he responded very promptly. Here's a copy of what he had spoken. I had it in my essay. I don't have it up there. The first session was just getting to know each other more in depth. We met in his apartment and we discussed over hazelnut coffee. He revealed that he had started being a stand-up comic, and he's actually quite good. And I recommend seeing him at the Gated Grill from time to time. The second session was a bit tougher with a series of questions created to allow him to reflect on himself. This was also held at his apartment while his significant other attended. The third session was a second set of questions building upon the first set. So we held this at my house over dinner. I made a jalapeno chicken Dorito casserole, and we spoke on an average of about an hour each session. Now, Juan's personal leadership philosophy dwells on more of a leadership of servitude. He believes that a leader sets an example through their actions and going above and beyond for their subordinates. He believes that his subordinates are a way to evaluate himself as a leader. If they excel, then he excels as a leader. If they fail, it's because he fails as a leader. He also believes that communication is key to maintaining a successful relationship. Miscommunication and misunderstanding play a huge part with a team who decides to rebel or is dysfunctional. Juan has been with Circle K for 2 years now. He's an assistant manager now and wants to gain more experience before applying to JSM in Orlando. He's also using his experience as an assistant manager towards his dream of becoming a stand-up comedian. And the hardest part he finds about being a leader is his own ego. Learning that there are other ways sometimes in receiving criticism from his peers is rather difficult for him to handle. He also believes that speaking directly to superiors and expressing your ideas sincerely is the best way to build support for your goals and ideas. In conclusion, I have learned from Juan that it does not always take a heavy hammer to fix a situation. It requires a softer and more human touch. Getting to know the person whom you are having issues with and connecting with them is the best way to diffuse a situation. You might never know what you could have in common with someone and develop deeper bonds. Treat others better than you treat yourself. Serve them and lead by example. If you do not expect them to be late, then one should not be late themselves. My biggest takeaway from Juan is just to be direct. Don't let others influence your opinion when you don't have all the facts yourself. You might never know what you could discover when you look for it yourself. Thank you.